Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking about Melody Cherie Rogers being vindicated. We're talking about MEL supporters being vindicated. We're talking about millimeters being vindicated. We're talking about critical thinkers being vindicated, courtesy of Tasha's mom. Now, there is all sorts of beef and then spin-off beefs and then more spin-off beefs and everything else, y'all. We're not talking about any of that. No. We're not touching that with anything. What we are touching is what has vindicated Melody Cherie Rogers, what has vindicated MEL supporters, what has vindicated millimeters. And that is Tasha's mom admitting that she allegedly was repeating false information, false intel, as it pertained to Melody Cherie Rogers, potentially getting gaslight and potentially being manipulated to specifically go on her platform and go in and let have on Melody Cherie Rogers whether Melody Cherie Rogers said anything about Tasha's mom or not. No. And basically, kind of low-key admitted too that the show Love and Marriage Huntsville got it wrong, that SMH got it wrong when they decided to waste an entire season 9, of blaming the millimeters for all of their problems, for all of their issues. Everything was the millimeters' fault. Martell getting arrested for DV harassment in the 3rd degree. Martell is up there talking with Marceau. It's the millimeters' fault. They did it. It's Mel's fan base. Then when Black with the QUE was closed, and it was Tasha allegedly trying to make it seem as though this is all the MEL supporters' fault. They did this. They got Black with the QUE shut down. Only for Marceau to say it had to do with the city. And it had to do with their fellow patrons in the same plaza that were calling and were unhappy with them and issues with the goods and services and everything else. Nothing to do with the millimeters. And they were unhappy with the parking situation and the permits. Nothing to do with the millimeters, you guys. We can go down the list of every time millimeters, MEL supporters, anything attached to MEL was a problem. Sunny being a friend of, an ally of MEL was an issue, and ultimately, allegedly, got her removed from the show because that was not the narrative they wanted to go with. They were using an old school narrative, which they're still utilizing with Tasha's mom, which is, we're going to make somebody the show's pariah. And the show's pariah, we're going to, even though they're the star, even though they've got amazing things going for them, we need to cut them down. We need to tear them down. We need to make sure that if y'all want screen time, y'all have to have constant conflict with them. We're going to gaslight them. We're going to embellish things about them. Heck, we might even flat out lie. We are going to go to the gutter. We are going to go to the depths of HELL. It doesn't matter how low we go. It doesn't matter how far we go. It doesn't matter how disgusting we go. We are going to continue to go to the lowest of the low to see if we can break Melody Cherie Rogers or ultimately just get her to a point where she just doesn't even want anything to do with the show anymore. No. now that there is nothing with Mel as it pertains to the show anymore, why is Mel still coming out? Why is her name still coming out and all of these things? Why are people trying to insert her in things she has nothing to do with? One, I think for some is, wanting Mel's attention. Others could be for revenue purposes. Others, like in the case of Tisha's mom, now all of a sudden wants to reveal allegedly the truth. And and we've reached Mad Day. We've reached Mad Day where basically everything is coming out. Everything is coming out full force, full circle, the whole nine. And my thing is why didn't y'all as a cast see what the game was, see what the issue was, see potentially who was gassing you up and hyping you up for nefarious reasons, only trying to be buddy-buddy with you as long as you bashed Mel? That should have been a red flag for you. That should have been an alarm sign for you. That is not a friendship, that is an alliance. And alliances are meant to be broken. If you are only cool with somebody because you have a shared hatred for someone else, you're only going to utilize each other until you no longer have any use for each other. There's no point at this point to continue to send hate to Mel because Mel's not on the show. It looks crazy to continue to bring up Mel at this point. But now that months have passed, Mel's not on the show, everything else, and, for whatever reason, it's Mad Day, friendships are over, alliances are shifted, or whatever else is going on. Now that DHS was called on Tisha's mom. Now it is time to admit the truth. Now it is time to expose alleged recordings and everything else of whatever's going on, you guys. And this was the thing from jump, was that there was a lot of fighting that was unnecessary. There was a lot of back and forth that was unnecessary. There was a lot of false narratives about Mel supporters, about Melimeters, about anybody who defended Mel. And then you had to couple that with the lies that Martell was telling people. And then you had to couple that with the cast admitting in the 11th hour the lies that Martell told them that they sat there and did nothing about, because it benefited them for Martell and Mel to be the ones going back and forth all of these seasons, you guys. And now that it is Mad Day, now that, friendships are no more, now that alliances are no more, or alliances are shifted or whatever else, now it's like, okay, let me tell y'all the truth of what really went down so y'all can know what y'all dealing with here, what stakes we are dealing with here with X, Y, and Z. But my issue is the following. Is if you knew at some point in time, or I don't know, the first time, somebody that you had a prior relationship with before the existence of this show, that you and your family were going on vacations with, that your grandkids, Mel's kids, and everybody else was spending time together, having slumber parties, having sleepovers, being at each other's vacations, having that close camaraderie with each other. How could you let outside people and allow this show to destroy true bonds? And how were you guys so easily able to take Martell's side of everything, all because of the size of Mel's fan base? What about what is right and what is wrong, you guys? Like, that's the saddest part about all of this, is that there were so many lies and so many damaging things that was said over the years as a result of this show, and then other rumors that were fueled by the things that were on the blogs and that were on YouTube and everything else. And People chose to spread flat out lies that were defamatory, that were slanderous, that had zero receipts attached to them, for the simple fact that they were no longer cool with Mel anymore, or they no longer, were whatever with Mel. And my thing is this: if at any point in time that you had an actual relationship with Mel, or some type of friendship or camaraderie with Mel, why would you believe somebody that you barely knew compared to who you know Mel as, and have a sit down with Mel to iron things out, to work things out? Why couldn't the cast ever agree that no matter how successful this show went, y'all were never going to go below the belt with each other, or y'all were never going to allow one cast member to deal with the level of lies and disrespect and defamation and slander that took place for all these seasons? Sat there and did nothing when Martell is calling Mel an ABUSER. Sat there and did nothing while Martell is alleging that Mel cheated on him, knowing daggone well that would not have been the case, and could not have been the case. And then having the audacity to say that the things that were in the custody documents, in the custody battle, was fake news, was fake information, was not authentic. Anything to prop up Martell, because that was how bad the hate and the disgust got for Mel. And now that you realize that the same tactics that were done to try to take down Mel and take out Mel is now being done to you, now it is time to admit what the truth is? No. This is not okay. And this is a bigger problem than just the show and just the cast and just everything that's going on big picture. This is a full-on takedown of everybody. And that to me is insane. It is burning everything up in flames, tearing every single thing down, not giving a bleep of who gets hit and who gets hurt over a reality TV show, you guys. Make it make sense. What are we doing out here? What are we doing out here? And people got mad when Mel would be quiet for several months at a time and not say anything and not engage in all of this and all of that. And then people would get mad when Mel would clap back, or when she would bring out the red iPhone and try to defend herself and try to show y'all receipts that the math was not mathing for what people were saying. But the problem was, at that point, it was too much done and too much that went too far. And we were already too far into a show where people have already chose what side they were on. And the side was, some did not care what was right or wrong, as long as they stayed true in their convictions that they were going to hate Mel no matter what. And then there were people who could see the truth in what Mel was saying, but their personal hate and disgust for her would not allow them to believe it. So continuing to push Martell's narrative, or continuing to push whatever lies are out there. And there were some disgusting things that were put out there, you guys. And now that Mel has been gone, now it's, oh, by the way, I was told by this person to do this. I was told by this person to do that. I knew deep down that this really wasn't true about Mel, but I did it anyways. What? What are we saying right now? What are we doing right now? That we're at a point that somebody can infiltrate that easily into a cast of people that you have known before the existence of anybody in this space and in this sector. that it's that easy to lie on somebody, and as long as you have a vessel to repeat the lie, and the lie can then spread to enough places for it to go viral, enough for it to be storylines on the show, for people to utilize as reads and as drags on a reunion stage, with no factual information to back it up, but for the sole purpose designed to hurt somebody because they either do not like them, or they're not friends anymore, or they feel a certain way about the size of somebody's fan base, or they feel a certain way that Mel didn't do something that they wanted them to do, so this is their big revenge on her. And it got worse and worse and worse. At some point, it should have never gotten to this point. It should have never went this far to begin with. Really, at the point when things escalated at the melee, at the Madani reopening, that should have been the point of no return. That, you know what? This is not worth it. This is not it. This is not the business. We are better than this. We are trying to put on a good show and not a show that is about mess and fighting and all of this chaos. We could get this back on track. But instead, here we are in 2025, still regurgitating the same foolishness. The only difference now is it's different targets. It's different targets of people that are being destroyed. But none of this would have happened if it was nipped in the bud from the jump that no outside forces was going to destroy what the chemistry the cast had. And no outside forces was going to destroy what this show could have been and what this show ended up deteriorating to. And that is the saddest part of all of this, you guys. All of this could have been avoided from jump. But when you have people in your ear that want to egg you on, that want to gaslight, that want to try to manipulate, and I don't know what the end game was. What was the end game? To be on the show? Was the end game to be a star of the show? What was the end game? Because from where it looks now, nobody has won. Nobody has won anything, and everyone's turning on each other. And now everybody's mad, everybody's stressed out, everybody's feeling a certain type of way because it keeps getting worse and worse. It won't stop. It won't end. And that's the saddest thing in all of this, you guys. It's not ending. But for Tisha's mom to admit this now, it's awful. All of it is absolutely awful. Because there's so much damage that was unnecessarily done that you can't take back now. So there's that, you guys. There's that. That's it. That's all. Es todos, es final, es finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.